The Denver Nuggets just dominated in Game 1 of the NBA Finals, and at the center of it all was Nikola Jokic. The craziest part about last night's performance by Jokic was how cerebral he was at controlling the pace of the game without needing to take a lot of shots. In a game where Jokic was the leading scorer with 27 points, he took just 12 shots, which amongst all players in last night's game was the 6th most shot attempts. Jokic has become the personification of playing the game the right way. The scoring has always been secondary to Jokic, and you could see it by how he orchestrates Denver's offense.
Right now the most important thing is to win a game, and I'm trying to win a game in any possible way. I don't need to shoot and I don't need to score. I know I don't need to score to affect the game, and I think I did a good job today. Everybody contributed. AG, Jamal, Mike, Casey, like everybody who played contributes, and it's a great win for us.
We all have seen the constant highlights of the unique passes that Jokic can throw to his teammates, but the majority of his assists are really just making the simple read based on what the defense gives him. In doing so, last night he sported a 7-to-1 assist-to-turnover ratio, as well as recording another triple-double, his 9th of the playoffs. Jokic joins Jason Kidd as the second player in the history of the NBA to record a triple-double in their first finals game. To elaborate on the simplicity of Jokic's playmaking, the Denver offense revolves around 2 actions. The first action that Denver is constantly running is the dribble handoff. Jamal Murray and Jokic have been killing teams all postseason long with the dribble handoff. As often as we are reminded about how much of a slow-footed, big dude that Jokic is, he really does a great job of using his mass to set some big body screens to help Jamal and his other teammates create space to allow them to attack and make secondary reads. Jamal's incredible shot making all postseason long is a big reason why the Nuggets are where they are today, and schematically, he and Jokic fit together like a glove. You then have Michael Porter Jr., who also gets featured in a lot of Jokic's dribble handoffs, who has never seen a shot that he doesn't like. MPJ is an incredibly talented scorer, all while being housed in a 6'10 frame. Between Jokic's big body screens and MPJ's irrational confidence, this allows MPJ to get off a lot of clean looks simply because a lot of guys just can't get a good contest on him. MPJ has struggled in his last couple of games, shooting below 33% in both of them, but you can count on a heater from him at any given time. The second action that Denver likes to feature a lot in their offense is just giving the ball to Jokic and letting him cook. The ball rarely ever sticks to him more than it's needed, sometimes to a fault. If Jokic has the one-on-one in the post, there's a pretty good chance that he's going to get a shot that he likes, and that's just about any shot on the floor. If you overhelp in any position, Jokic is almost always going to make the right pass, which leads to a high-quality shot for a teammate, and at that point, you just have to pick your poison. KCP, Michael Porter Jr., and Jamal Murray are all 40% three-point shooters during their 2023 playoff run. It's a shame that the 2023 NBA Finals just won't get the love that they really deserve. The Denver Nuggets are a well-oiled machine on offense featuring arguably the best player in the association, all while playing in the franchise's first ever NBA Finals where they're huge favorites to win it all. And they're matched up with the second AC to ever make it to the finals in the Miami Heat, who are the hungry underdogs that refuse to relent regardless of the level of their opponent. I do think we have a great series on our hands, as Coach Spoelstra for the Heat is one of the best in the business, and even though they lost, I do think they have some things they can look forward to fixing moving forward in this series to remain competitive. I think both teams shot pretty poorly from the field. A lot of the game, Miami was struggling to shoot from 3, but ironically, they ended up shooting a better percentage than Denver from 3. So I think both teams have some stuff they can clean up on offense and defense. Miami only shot 2 free throws in the entirety of Game 1, which is an all-time low in the entire existence of the NBA Finals. And it's pretty wild to think, they have Jimmy Butler on the squad, who is one of the biggest foul merchants in the NBA, and no one wants to talk about it, but that's another conversation for another time. I mean, the biggest problem with that is the shot diet was poor for Miami. I think over 70 of their total field goal attempts were jumpers, either mid-range jump shots or threes, so Miami has to do a better job of getting to the cup. You better believe in game 2 that's going to be a lot different. So I do think we have a really exciting series moving forward. I think Denver will most likely take care of business in about 5 or 6 games and win their first finals in franchise history in their first appearance. But if we've learned anything about the Miami Heat in this playoff run and playoff past, is never ever count out the Miami Heat.